Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a budget build with no RGB. So let's get straight to it.
If you're looking for custom cables for your next build, To The Wire Mods has got your back. Their bread and butter is custom sleeve extension cable sets or fully modular replacement cables for any brand of power supply on the market. Cable sets using custom sizes or bend measurements can also be supplied. They use the highest grade copper wire covered in high quality paracord using a heat shrinkless method for that super clean look your build deserves. To grab your perfect custom sleeved, modular or extension cable set, check out To The Wire Mods using the link in the video description below.
Okay, so if you've watched our channel and you're subscribed, then you probably would have seen the video that came out a few days before this one showing all the parts. So I'm not going to really go through most of the parts in this video. We're just going to get straight to building this non-RGB small form factor computer. So like Will said, let's get straight to it. So some of the things you're going to need to build a computer. Obviously, the main thing is that you need a Phillips screwdriver. That for most builds is pretty much all you need. But if you want to do a little bit cable tidying, then you're also going to need a pair of wire snippers. Now, different countries have different names for these things. So I call them wire snippers because, well, they snip wires. So that's another thing you'll need. And also to open boxes, it's really handy to have some sort of very, very sharp knife. Again, we call them Stanley knives in the UK. Other places maybe call them something else. I don't know. But anyway, a sharp knife is another thing you'll need. And just in case, a small flat-headed screwdriver for anything that might need that. So let's get cracking. As you can see, Will's back now. Will, what part should we start with first for this build?
I would say... What's the thing that you put the CPU on?
The motherboard?
Yes, that's...
So you want to start with the motherboard. Okay, yes. So which one is the motherboard?
I think that's what I started.
You should know. We've already done a build video. So which one yes. See? I don't even need to be here.
I just looked at the picture.
Okay, so this is the ASRock B450M Pro 4-F. Because, yeah, names are really easy. I/O shield, 2 SATA cables. Manual with CD and other bits. We don't need those right now, so let's just get cracking with this build. So we're going to pop this on top there. So as I've already said, this is not really a build guide, but we give you basic kind of guidance on what you need to do. Do a proper build guide maybe a bit later on.
Whoever this is for is really lucky.
Yeah, they are, yeah. So this is the ASRock B450M -4. Whatever it was I said it was. So this is it. Not much to it really. Your standard B450M, 2 M.2 ports on it, and all the usual goodness on the back. As you already saw in the previous video, so go watch that one if you want to know more details about this motherboard. I'm not going to go into mega detail in this video. So, Will, what is next? What do you want to...
on here.
So, what do you think that is? So that's the CPU.
Yeah, I know.
You need to find a CPU.
Oh god, no. That's the tiniest fan I've ever seen.
It is, yeah. CPU.
Is this it? This is very big for a CPU.
The CPU isn't actually that big. So, Will, if you can open up the Ryzen 2200G, which is what we're going to be using for this budget build. So if you want to open that up, you open that up and we'll get this thing installed.
Ooh, it's a fan.
So that is the CPU.
I got it right.
Now I have already opened this box, so those more eagle eyes of you may notice that the CPU paste is still on there. But the CPU paste is from the heat from the CPU and fan in here, so we're not going to change that or add any to it. We're going to leave it as it is and put that back on this one.
I can't get this open.
You can't get it open? Oh dear.
I've only been doing it for like 5 seconds, so I just gave up.
Alright, okay, so do you want to do this?
Oh, never mind, I got it.
Well done.
Sneaky brain puzzles.
Are you going to put this in, or do you want me to do this?
I'll do it.
You break.
That looks like a Nintendo
So
3DS
you've got to be...
game card from the other side.
Well, it's definitely not. I can tell you that now.
I can try it on mine.
So when you're putting in one of these, you've got to be very careful with the AMD Ryzen CPUs that the pins on the bottom don't get
This is the
bent.
thing that goes over it.
Yes. Yeah, please don't touch the bottom of that because that's got paste on it. So we're going to leave that there. You'll need that in a minute. So let's get this thing on there. Now, you may notice that where this goes on, you need to take off the retaining clips here. That's for a different type of CPU bracket. So we need to unscrew these. So Will, if you can unscrew those first, if you put that down, I'm going to let you have the screwdriver.
I'm very excited.
This is very, very scary. That's a very scary moment.
It's not, honestly.
It really is. So you need to undo these.
Oh, okay.
If you see the light changing every now and then, it's because there is a light behind which has got a PIR sensor on it. It's like a motion sensor. So every now and then it goes off and then it comes on. It's really annoying. There's not much we can do about that. So, okay.
I don't know which way it goes.
If I start, so when you undo, you always go anti-clockwise.
Yeah, but it's difficult because if it's facing this way, then I'm doing it.
No, anti-clockwise no matter which way you're facing. So I'm going to loosen them up for you and then I'm going to let you do the rest. So, no, you're doing really well. There you go. Right, so I've loosened them off for you.
Why do I?
If you take those retaining clips off, because we don't actually need those. Just keep going, they're quite long.
By the way, guys, while we're doing this, we're going to sell a shirt that says "Eat Beans" on it. We had to mention
Yeah, it's
that.
just something that Will wants to do. So we may do a t-shirt design with "Eat Beans" on it, because apparently that's the thing that people say these days.
It's a thing that my friends and me say.
So these are quite long.
It's a real good thing. You need to eat your beans, but make sure you do.
Eat beans, yeah. So, yeah, take those off, all of them. And then all we need to take off are these plastic retainer clips here. They're quite long, as you can see. The screws are actually really long.
They are very.
And they go through to the back plate on the back side of the motherboard, which you'll see in a moment.
The back side.
On the back side of the motherboard. So if we have that, so we don't actually need those, but we're going to save those. Try not to rub the screwdriver over the components on the board, so you've got to be really, really careful.
Yeah.
You don't want to damage.
There's probably some more under here.
So you don't. Yeah, there is. So you don't want to damage your motherboard.
No, you do not want to do that.
No, you do not.
This is very, very tiring.
Yeah. Is it really? Oh my god.
I don't understand how he does it.
What have I let myself in for? So anyway.
We're having struggles.
Silence. Silence. There we go. There's the light on again.
Scared me.
Right. So now you see these bits here. You see these bits here. That is loose underneath. So we're going to put the CPU in and then we're going to put the fan on top. This bit you have to be very careful of. Now, if you're not confident, I will do this bit for you because I don't want it damaged.
No.
You're not confident.
No, I am confident.
So you lift that up. This grabs all the pins and kind of locks them in. So you lift that up and then get your CPU out. Now, you need to be careful with this because there's already paste on it.
Paste on it, yes.
There's already paste from this CPU cooler on there. Oh, some of the paste is in there. That's fine, that's fine, it's all fine. Now, on the CPU, you need to listen to this, this is very careful.
Okay.
There's a gold triangle in the corner.
God. Is that a good thing?
It is if you want to get it in the right place. So there's a little triangle, which you can't really see yet. They could have made it gold in the corner. So it needs to go that way round. It can't go any other way because it won't fit in the socket and you'll end up bending the pins, damaging your board and the CPU, which you don't want. You don't want to break your expensive CPU.
How much was this?
This CPU was about £79, I believe.
Jeez.
This is the, as we've already said, the Ryzen.
That's a lot for a CPU.
It's not actually. It's really quite cheap. So don't hold it like bump from the side like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
So carefully. Go on. Yeah, you're doing fine.
Is it this way?
Line it up with the pins. And just don't push it down. Just drop it. Let go.
I think that's it.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, that looks like
No,
it's
it's not quite in. So we're going to leave that. It should just drop all the way in like that.
There you go.
That's it. And then pull that retaining clip all the way down and then over that. That's it. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. How easy was that?
Not.
It wasn't. Okay.
It was not easy. I couldn't even get it in the pins.
Right. Okay. So these have this cooler here, the default cooler. The default cooler.
The default.
Default. Oh wow. The standard stock The standard stock AMD cooler is quite large actually. I had trouble, I used the CPU to update the BIOS on my motherboard, which is also AM4 obviously, and I couldn't fit it in between the back IO bit there because it had a shield over the top of it and the RAM slots. It was just a little bit too wide, but hopefully we should be fine on this one. So these screw holes need to line up with the screw holes on here. Ready? So I was waiting for you to finish yawning. Sorry, are we keeping you up? Right, so do you want me to do this bit and then you just screw them in?
Yeah.
So I'll line it up. Actually, it can't. It's what I find annoying. If you're a bit OCD, then I would have liked that to be at the top. In fact, can we change that? Anyway, we'll worry about that another time. So let's get this thing on.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. So now you need to screw them in a diagonal fashion. Do you know what I mean? Clockwise now to do it up.
I know what diagonal means. Oh, this is tough.
Yeah, it will be. Right, do a little bit at a time. So start the other one now. Start at opposite corner. Always do opposite corner to where you're screwing, because then what it does, it evenly spreads out the paste on the heatsink.
Comment down below if you're excited to see the Eat Beans shirt. We are going to do it. God, my friends are going to love this video.
Eatbeans.com.
That's not a real website.
I bet it is now.
I bet you that if I search that up on Google, it will probably come up with like a website that like gives you like a discount for beans. But like actual beans. And it's just
what?
Like...
As opposed to fake ones?
What?
I don't know, you said actual beans.
No, like actual beans, like selling discounts.
How did we even get onto beans? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Right, so we need to plug the fan in now. So where do you think the fan connector goes on this motherboard? Normally it's near the CPU, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. That's the connector that needs to be plugged in.
Oh. Yeah.
Nope.
No, hold on. Speed this up.
So normally it's near the CPU. We've just put the CPU on, so it's normally near the CPU. Can I be any more obvious?
No.
Do you want me to give you a hint? Yeah. Otherwise we'll be here all night. It's there.
Oh, come on.
It's right next to you. Can only go one way around.
Okay.
All right. You're doing good. Unfortunately, we don't have a top-down view camera. One day we will get top-down view camera so you can actually see what we're doing, but at the moment we don't. Help us get to 1,000 subs so we can start getting some...
You know, I give up. I've been pushing it in for ages.
So that way round.
He just makes it look easy when it's not. It's actually not easy. For 9-year-olds.
It is easy to build a computer, guys. Honestly it is.
Okay, comment down below if you're 9 and if you do that really easy. Because I cannot do that easily. I didn't even see where it was, to be honest with you. I didn't even see it.
Did you not? Right, so that's the CPU cooler done. All right, well, so what's the next bit you want to stick on this board? Let's turn it around that way.
This. I saw this at the beginning, and I went like this. That's what I did at the beginning.
Let's not do that with all the components, shall we?
We should do a remix of that.
Okay, so RAM is being done next. Now, Will, there are 4 sticks of 4 gigs.
I can do
so that's 16 gigs in total. Yeah, you should be able to do this easy. Yep.
I should be able to do
You have
easy.
done this before.
Please, guys, give me some good vibes. Please give me some good vibes. I need to do this on my own without this man's help.
Wow. Okay.
What do you mean, wow?
Wow.
I did it.
He opened the box, everyone.
Shut up.
Okay, so on this one, there are only clips that move on one side. So if you want to open all the clips up first on the motherboard, let's do it this way around so at least the camera can see a little bit. Now, they can only go one way round. So there's a little slot on the motherboard there, and there's a little slot on the RAM stick there. They need to line up. Use 2 hands if you must. Try not to touch the metal contacts on the bottom of the RAM stick as well, all right? Grease on your finger, you don't really want that on the contacts.
I think that's it.
Yep, so you now need to click it. Hang on.
It clicked.
No. I mean really, really click.
No, I heard it. It clicked.
Yeah, that's only a tiny little click. Listen.
It sounded like that when I did it.
Try and push straight down. That's it.
Okay.
You're in.
Oh, okay.
It's in. Nice one. 2 more to go. I think you're in, yeah. Good job. Yes.
There we go.
Hear that click? Yes. Lovely.
Yes! I'm a legend, baby.
Final memory stick. Here it goes.
There goes, that's it.
Yes. So there we go. CPU and RAM is done.
Let's do this tiny little baby.
No, that doesn't come yet.
Oh,
No, that doesn't come yet.
This.
That's for the case. No, that doesn't come yet.
this.
Nope, that's a fan.
This.
No.
This. This.
That's a Wi-Fi card. That will go in, but we're not going to do that right this second. Okay, so I'll give you a tip because you've not actually done this bit before. So I'm going to turn it round. No, yeah, hard drive, but not that hard drive.
This one.
Yeah.
Yay. You're just like...
So that is a 256 gig NVMe SSD. And for that, you need a sharp knife. Let me open that for you.
I've always wanted to use one of those.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do this bit.
Not fair.
Kids shouldn't play with knives. So you can
Why
open
did
it
I
now.
say I was playing with it? I just want to use it, bro.
No, we're not giving out family guidance, just so you know. So there you go. So you've got the M.2 drive there, and then you've got a heatsink on top, which sits on the top of the chips, which actually looks really neat. It's going to suit our build just right. Oh my God, this is really tight in here. M.2 manufacturers, don't put your M.2 drives in these cases because you can't get them out without actually bending the M.2 drive. It's a bit of a rant. It really bugs me that it's so tight in there. You risk bending that drive, and you don't want to damage that with taking it out of the case before you've even used it. So, you know, find a different way of doing it, please. Anyway, rant over. So the difficulty is getting this thing out without bending it because it's really, really tight.
Oh God, that looks like it's going to snap.
Yeah, I know. This is exactly what I've just said about. No, it's fine. You can't get that out without bending it. I had to use a pair of scissors to cut another one that I did just to get it out without bending the NVMe drive. This is really, really shockingly bad. A-Data, if you're listening, you need to sort this out, guys. How many drives have been broken trying to get it out of the packaging?
Probably over 1,000.
A lot, probably. Look.
Oh,
That's
bending.
really bad.
That's bending. That is bending. I can't even watch.
No, I don't really want to watch this. This is really Oh my God, seriously?
It just dropped randomly.
I hope that still works. Well, I guess we'll find out in a minute. So that M.2 drive fits on the motherboard. That is a 256 gig drive. That's where the OS is going to go for this build.
Where does it go?
So that one. So do you remember what I said it was called? M.2. So it can only go in...
M.2.
There are two M.2 slots on this motherboard, and we are going to put it in the one nearest to the CPU.
So this one?
Because it is the faster port. The other one is
So
just
this
for
one?
SSDs. Yes.
Yeah.
So it can only go one way, so twist it round. One thing I don't see is a screw. Hold it from the end. Careful.
This is not going very well, guys.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Somebody put a counter on how many times I've spun around in this video.
So we can put that on, but I don't really want to do that just yet. So we have a little bit of an issue in that we don't have the screw for the M.2 drive. So we might have to leave that out for now because we can't really screw it in. So we're going to move on to the next step. Now, what's the next step? Is there anything else we need to put on the motherboard, do you think?
I don't know.
Nope, nothing. Literally nothing. That's it. We're done for that part. Okay, so we've got all the bits on the motherboard. We found the screw for the NVMe drive, so that's now been screwed on. What do we need next, bro? What do we need next? So the thing we were looking for next, or the thing that Will was looking for next, was the case. Now, as you can see, we've changed location suddenly. Now, we had some technical issues and we had to relocate back to our standard filming location. So we're going to carry on, and it's going to be kind of a montage now, and then Will's going to join in later on in the video. So for now, you've just got me and a montage. Let's get going. And there it is, our budget build for 2019. Welcome back. Here we are again. Different scene this time. We're moving about all over the place in this video. Crazy times, hey? Here is the completed computer. And as you can see, Fortnite is playing in the background. Just fine. Completely playable. Oh, actually.
False. He's false. This mate's
No,
false.
that's fine. It's just loading in. That's fine. Anyway, here is the finished computer. You've seen the montage. You've seen us build it. In various stages, and here we are at the final. This is our budget build of 2019. It ended up being, I'll put the total price on the screen, but it ended up being about 400, and I think it was £468, but we'll put the correct amount and everything on the screen. And they were also at the earlier part of this video before we actually started building the computer. And as you can see in the background, it's playing Fortnite. Lovely and smooth. This is using the Ryzen 2200G, not the 3200. We didn't go down that route, but they've got the option to upgrade if they want to later on. It's a good budget build. It's a nice case. It does have its issues, granted that, but you know, 468, I think it was. It's not a bad system, and you can still upgrade it even now. So it's going to last you for many years to come. So that wraps up our budget build of 2019. We hope you liked watching our video. Will, I'm going to leave the rest of the outro up to you, and I'm just going to sit here and look cool.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, click that notifications button. If there's any way you'd like to support us, the links will be in the description below. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!
Right.
Don't you look at me like that. I'm watching you.
Disgusting. That's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
No, really, why won't that close? Why won't that close?
It's just gonna make noise.
Right, ready?
2 o'clock.
It's ready o'clock.
It's ready. Oh no, I just need to check my plans. I'll be right back. Yep,
I'm free. Yeah. Okay, ready?
You got to edit that in.
Can we mute that?
No, I know how to mute.
Yeah, that'll do too. That works as
I'm
well.
just way more clever than this kid. Look at this dude.
So that about wraps up.
No, I should
man.
do that for the ending. I should go, he doesn't look cool. Anyways, thank you. You've got to edit that in. If you do not edit that in, I swear, mate.
No, that's staying in. I can't get the mic off. I can't get the mic off. It won't come off.
Look at his dude.
I'm mic'd up and I can't get it off.
Oh, no, no, no.